welcome back to another YouTube video of FlareFX. Yet another week of a trade breakdown. And please make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And if you did, welcome back, Flare family. It's always good to have you back on the last week of, or the first week of December. So just stay in tune. There's a lot of gems in this one, so just watch till the end. Alright, guys. So this week it's gonna be gold and Nasdaq, mainly because, I'm looking at a lot of these commodities and a lot of the indices, mainly because of the time we're in, right? So relatively moving into the first week of December. That's a beautiful one. If you've made it till this far, God bless. And then it's a situation where a lot of the pairs are moving really slow now. So I'm mainly moving to like commodities like gold, silver, oil, a bit of Nasdaq here and there. So I just want to break down what I've seen and how the market has actually moved. We've predicted and gold consistently for the past 6 weeks straight. Like, guys, 6 weeks straight, gold has moved into our direction to the T. So now let's just go into business straight away, right? So I'll just move back all my drawings just so you guys can get a clear reference, right, of how we've been breaking this thing down to the T. Let's start on the weekly time frame more than anything else. So as you can clearly see, the prediction was gold was gonna eventually come here, right, to the thing because of the liquidity resting on top of over here, right? And as you can clearly see, the way it approached it is so bullish. Like, it's always weak action most of the time, but this time it came to the top. So I anticipate gold going higher, guys. Like, it's a crazy one. We've been anticipating that gold would come to that point, right? So now let's go to the daily time frame so I can explain what we've been seeing. Like, I always do this. So now we saw a downtrend, right? But we knew this was a reversal pattern more than anything else. So we knew gold was going to reverse eventually, right? We just needed like a time to execute, right? So gold eventually broke out of this. Immediately once it broke out, we knew that we wanted to execute based on the retest, right? Hence why prices came back, sniper entry on the retest, and it's flown all the way to the top, right? Take profit has been hit. Everybody has eaten. Some of the students even got in as they were going up over here, counter trend trades. Beautiful setup. When you work with us, it's always easier, right? So let's go to the 4-hour time frame, right? This was relatively last week when we broke it down. So price had moved higher and higher, but it was slowing down, right? Mainly because of maybe the market was coming to, the month was coming to an end, so hence why a lot of people were taking a step back, right? But the beauty of this thing is that we were seeing that we still are on an uptrend, right? Let's go to the 2-hour time frame. So the entries, there were different types of entries you could have gotten. First entry was mainly over here via the retest on the daily time frame. Second entry was via based on this order block relatively on the lower time frame or the 1-hour time frame, right? And then there's another entry over here that you could have tapped in. So there were plentiful of times of where you could have executed, right? And the thing is with gold, it moves the same even on the lower time frame. Look at this. This is a thing, a falling pattern. This is a flag pattern as much as it is on a falling wedge, like that. So here's entry number 1, entry number 2, and then price kept on moving higher and higher. Obviously here it was very difficult to catch anything, mainly because price was already on its way. Like, it was already on its way. So now my prediction, right, for gold, right, we are at a very sensitive spot. We haven't broken the high, guys, as much as it is. As you can clearly see, we literally just came and tapped and pulled back, right? So gold has been struggling to go past the 2,000 ounces. So we just have to be patient and really see. But like, as much as it is, guys, with market structure, knowing market structure, I know for a fact that we're bullish. We're still remaining bullish. We still have a bullish sentiment. So we'll mark this as a break of structure. I'll just highlight this as a break of structure, my bad. Let me just do it like this. Break of structure, clean cut finish. So that's a break of structure, right? Then automatically we go into the lower time frames, because my anticipation is that, right, I know for a fact that gold will come back into this zone over here just to move higher, right? So just being patient, waiting for gold to retrace into this area over here, right? And then where do we execute? Based on the levels we see over here, right? So I can clearly see there's a purge of liquidity over here. We can mark it out as an X over here. So clearly, wait, let me just fix it up. Yeah. So I would really love to execute via based on this order block, right? Clean cut finish, and we move this to the right. So yeah, we can anticipate that gold will come in, maybe reverse over here, fall into this area, execute, wait for some sort of change of character, break of thing, then we can execute based on an order block, right? But for now, this is what I can see. Now, in terms of target, right, guys, it's pretty tricky because we're trading in a zone where price hasn't been in a while. Like, this is the highest gold has ever been. Like, this is 2020. Like, this is the highest gold has ever been, and we're still trading in that zone. You know what I mean? So we genuinely don't have a take profit. But for now, right, I think the safest one would be where it really left off, because there's still liquidity on the highs, right? There is still liquidity over here because the highs are still remaining. Like, this is the ray line from 2-3 years ago, 2020. Imagine COVID times, right? So now you can come in with your buy limit straight over here. My take profit would still be relatively over here because there is still a bit of structure over here, right? But like, one of two things can happen, like, especially with this thing called trading, right? So price could actually come back over to the order block over here. We get some sort of entry and we push up, right? Or push comes to shove, gold just keeps on going. Like, it keeps on going, it keeps on going. That's where we have to really think and really see how we can execute as individuals, right? Right? So I'm just saying, with gold, I'm anticipating that price will come into this order block, respect it, and then further pump higher and higher, because we've been predicting this thing for 6 weeks consecutively straight, guys. Like, that's 6 weeks of consistent prediction on gold, right? And I wasn't really good on gold, and hence with you guys, ever since I've been breaking it down, it's become easier and easier and easier. So yeah, I think that's the whole setup with gold. We're pushing down over to this order block and pushing higher. If that doesn't happen, we can anticipate a break of the structure and then see some sort of structure that's performing as like a bullish, because this price is bullish. We don't expect it to fully come down over here, right? But this is where I would really like to execute if gold starts making a whole downward move into the zone to push higher and higher, right? Now let's check out Nasdaq, because also Nasdaq is looking very nice. All right, so now tapping into Nasdaq is the similar structure to gold, right? I think with Nasdaq it's a little bit more slower to kind of pan out and react to type of certain things, right? But what I can clearly see, right, I'm gonna bring back my drawings from last week as much as it is, but I think there's a whole lot of change of perspective now, right? Mainly because of after looking at gold and seeing how Nasdaq could operate. So let me just remove all of this. So now let me go to the daily time frame first. We are on the daily time frame, on the weekly, just to show you what this gray box actually means. So yes, check this out, right? No, actually it looks better on the daily, guys, trust me. So yes, I'm on the daily time frame. This is the order block that we're anticipating on respecting, like Nasdaq to respect for the going down, mainly for the retest, right? What I mean by the change of like perception, right? I'm anticipating that Nasdaq will come back, right, like lower. And then last week I did a mistake of highlighting the wrong, okay, yeah, like this, right? So my anticipation is that Nasdaq could come to any of these two order blocks, right? Mainly because of this situation, right? Every single time price breaks out of these types of patterns, it usually comes back to where it originally started, or relatively around the 50% zone, right? But my anticipation is that this area is a high. Let me just do it like this. This area is very sensitive, mainly because price has been bouncing in and out of it, right? And another situation, look at this, right? The 50% is relatively along these lines, right? So this is the most highly probability order block, mainly because of the retest, the 50% zone, and then it's also an order block that's very highly probable, right? So now what I'm saying with Nasdaq, right, the anticipation that we were gonna get to this order block, right? Let me just draw out the patterns like this, clean cut finish, and then we draw out another pattern like that, right? My anticipation that is we were gonna respect the order block then sink, right? But that didn't happen. So now, as you can clearly see, Nasdaq has changed character. So if it has necessarily changed character, we take the signal from the market and move that way. That's why I'm saying that there's a change of perspective this week, right? So yes, there's a change of character. Obviously, this is the order block that is the most probable after the change of character. Let's just go into the lower time frames. Yes, so a change of character happens, right? We anticipated it happened earlier than we anticipated. This is an order block that we are anticipated in respecting, right? Hence the market came clean cut finish. Some of the clients did execute this on the 2-hour time frame, mainly because of the change of character that happened. Like initially happened, this is the order block we were highlighting. And also look, there was a purge of liquidity too, right? Clean cut finish. This is a purge of liquidity, market as an X, right? So now my anticipation is that let me go to the 4-hour time frame first and mark out that or the daily time frame, because it looks way more cleaner, right? So now the two order blocks that are mostly high probable is either this one, right? But now what I'm saying is I feel like this order block has already mitigated this one, right? Obviously on the lower time frames you'll see it. Right now we're just looking at the picture, like the picture at a very, very striking rate, right? So look at this, right? We'll just push it this side, like you can clearly see it's also in a zone. Like for some people will call this a support, and it's also a relatively big one, mainly because it is on the daily time frame. Let's just move everything back to normal, right? Okay, clean cut finish, right? So my anticipation is that this would be our target for the thing. So we can see Nasdaq just sinking a little bit lower just to go a bit higher into this order block, right? Relatively maybe along the 50%, because this is a huge order block, guys. Like it's a pretty big one, but it's a highly sensitive zone, right? So now we can now understand what's the situation happening on the lower time frames, right? So let's actually go to the 1 hour. Right, so we've highlighted the order block, and price has been playing in and out of this place. Like it's been consolidating like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been here for 5 hours, right? So when price starts doing that, it's a good sign, relatively depending on the situation. But for us right now, it's a good sign, showing that a lot of the buyers are struggling to push price a bit higher. Hence, because look at this. This is a full push down. 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive bullish candles, guys. That's already a sign of sellers coming in. Hence why this order block has been respected to the T, because we understand smart money has been involved here. They even purged the liquidity. Stop losses were resting on top. They've been taken and they just sunk this thing, which resulted in a change of character. Us understanding that the change of character happened over here initially makes us realize that we can still execute many positions. Price, we just have to wait for price to kind of do its thing. But I'm anticipating that I would push my stop loss a little bit higher, mainly because I won't be taking much trades, guys. Like I'm being serious. Like the December holidays is mainly a time just to really monitor the market, back test. So I can increase my stop loss, really swing this one, let the trade play out, let the market do its thing. But my anticipation is that we're going to push lower and lower. So something similar to this, lower, you know, just to come and respect this order block over here. And then once we see some sort of change of character, then we can see on executing. So we're going to sell into this Nasdaq buy, right? And remember what the confluences were, guys. Let me go to the 4-hour time frame. The confluences are that, look at this one even. There's a purge of liquidity too, like there. The main confluence is that like price is gonna come relatively back into the zone, mainly because of the retest, the 50% zone, and just to like with the way market moves, it's an impulse correction, right? So now we're waiting. Right now we're basically in a correction, hence because of the change of character that initially happened over here, right? We've respected this order block. We'll see how price moves. Price could literally play around and just wake us out, just to fall into this area over here, right? But my anticipation is I think that order block will hold, and then we'll see ourselves coming in and bouncing in and out of like that, right? On the daily time frame, it will look something like this, like relatively like this, mainly because we are swinging this thing. So I am comfortable with the big stop losses, understanding that price can just come a bit lower and then just push a bit higher, right? But for now, if you made it to this far of the video, guys, please make sure that you are careful, especially in the month of December. It is a bit slow, it is a bit hectic, the markets do get choppy. Take the time to really evaluate your trades, evaluate your psychology, take the time to spend with family, you know what I mean? These are the times where you take a break to come back a stronger person, a stronger trader, a different mindset. Try to figure out, like, this is the time we're supposed to be learning, actually. Taking the time to watch different types of YouTubers, my YouTube videos. I'm not saying mine necessarily, but you can check my catalog, different psychology, entries, you know, different types of things. Learn those things. Then once the year comes back, and you'll be fully equipped, you get what I mean? Instead of taking a regardless trades that will keep you, stay in your entry for 8, 6, 12 hours even, guys. So it's Mr. Flair signing out. Yet another week, guys. Thank you so much. A road to 1,000 before the end of the year. But I think you guys are gonna make it to 500. But thank you for watching till this end. Yet another week, Mr. Flair signing out.